chose us. Your love will benefit us. From the time that you made us, from the dust, from the dust. Your love is what's protecting us from the pain and the strength that this world brings. But I'm happy to say that I pray to a God who's listening to the words that I say, and He's answering in me.
Alright, so we caught some collard greens on sale. This is like I spent $7 and I got all these collard greens. So let's cook up some collard greens. Now, first you gotta start with a clean sink. For those that know how to cook collard greens, this ain't for you. But for those who don't, I clean my sink very well. That's where my food gonna go. So we're gonna start with a clean sink because we're about to put these greens in here. And they're gonna soak, and we're gonna rinse all the sand off of them. Alright. So we'll finish putting this sink out and we'll get started. I'm rinsing my turkey tails. We are deveining the greens here. Okay. And while we're deveining and cleaning the greens, I'm going to put this in a pot. My big pot. Did you get how big my pot is? Big pot. For all these greens. Okay. I think I got enough turkey tails. No, I can't find no beef bacon. Normally I put beef bacon in mine too. Alright. So then what we want to do is just fill the pot up you ain't gotta get me, honey. Just fill the pot up just enough to cover the meat. Okay? So, and then I'm gonna put that on the stove, bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna turn it down to simmer and cover it with the lid. Okay? So I'm gonna do that. Alright, so now we back and we have got all the greens deveined and the vein taken out of the middle of the collard greens. So while we go through our rinsing and cleaning and soaking process, let's continue with the meat. So I already have my turkey tails. I already have the turkey tails in the pot. They've already come to a boil and now they're simmering. Now, normally, while they are, normally I would have bacon. I like to add beef bacon in my greens, but we don't have any beef bacon. And what I do is I cut up my onions and my garlic, and I sweat them first. So normally, maybe when we get some beef bacon back on the shelves, what I do is I cut up my bacon. I fry it in a skillet, until it's done. Take the bacon out, leave the grease, and I sweat my onions and my garlic in the bacon grease, and then put it in the pot. But since we don't have any beef bacon, I'm going to experiment with trying to get the flavor of some beef in my greens without the beef bacon. So bear with me. Let's see how this works. Alright, so first what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sweat the onions. I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil. Now mind you, I'm doing this. I always sweat my onions and garlic first anyway before I add them. They just bring out the flavor. So I'll put about a tablespoon of olive oil in my skillet. And let that go ahead and heat up. Add my onions first. Now I have, I don't know how many bunches of greens, but I caught them while they was on sale. So Sister Miriam, thank you so much for my greens. She called me and said, hey sis, they got the greens on sale over here for 99 cents a bunch, and I had $7. So I sent that to her, like, please give me some. And the greens that I showed y'all earlier was all the greens. That was a lot of greens, and you see them in my sink. They are full. So I'll praise you for that. Thank you so much again, sis. So I'm gonna sweat these out a little bit till they are like almost translucent. Just sweating is just bringing the aroma out. That's a hard piece of it. I don't want that in there. Alright, so once sous chef for prepping my onions and my garlic, and Sister Nicole for helping me devein the greens. Well, take the veins out. That sounds like you deveining shrimp or something. Taking the veins out the greens. So now I'm just taking these onions out. I don't like the way they look. Now that's almost translucent. You can smell them. They're sweating. You can see the water coming. So then that's when I want to add my garlic. Matter of fact, I'm going to add even more garlic than this. I like lots of garlic. So, let me get some. Alright. So I got some fresh garlic here. Add that in there. It should be chopped up pretty fine. We got some chunks in there, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna add some minced garlic. you can buy in a jar and refrigerate it. So I'm gonna add some of this as well. Like I said, I like lots of garlic. Garlic is good for you. Okay. I'm gonna save some for later. Okay. So I always cook it until you can smell the garlic. So I'm gonna keep stirring it. And the reason why you want to put garlic in like after your onion has been cooking for a while is because you don't want to burn your garlic. Burnt garlic is not good. It has a very bitter taste. Alright, so you can smell that garlic. Now, this is what I'm going to do. And this is still an experiment, but I'm going to do two things. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid smoke in my onion and garlic, and I'm going to open a beef bouillon cube and see. I could just put this in a pot. Just stop. You're gonna make a mess. Alright, so I'm gonna put this cube in here. I'm gonna stir that around in there and let that get some flavor. And I'm a big advocate of tasting and smelling, and because it's got to pass the nose test first. So, and to give it that bacon smoke flavor, I'm going to add a little bit of this liquid smoke. Just a little bit at a time. If I want more, I can add more. I'm going to add that to it. And we breaking that bouillon cube up. Smells pretty good so far. All right, let's see how this tastes. It's good. It's all right. It don't have my bacon. Okay. Let's add a little salt. And I ain't trying to overcook it either. I like to get my onions and my garlic sweated and get the right flavor in on it. Since I'm not sweating this in bacon grease, this is how we're gonna do this. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah. A little salt, bring out the flavor. All right, so that's done. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add this right into the pot with the meat. So we're gonna add it to the pot. And this is gonna continue to simmer with the meat, and it's gonna flavor the turkey tails. And then I'll give that a stir. You can hold it over the pot. Okay. Give that a stir. That is on low, so it's just simmering. So I should have some good flavors already in there before I put my greens in. Okay. So put the lid back on that and let it continue to simmer until my greens are cleaned and ready to go. Okay. So we'll be right back. So you want to roll it, all the greens out, and cut them in small pieces. Small strips, rather. So then you have nice rolls like this. Nice strips. Okay. So we have finished putting up all the greens. It's going into the pot, and it's like filled the top of the pot up. Okay. Pot is about full. I'm still gonna put the last of these greens in it because they're gonna let it down. Jack my sinuses up. You cut this in half? I'm gonna let this simmer down and come back and add some more seasonings. Okay. Alright, shalom. So now we're back, and I've taken a break from the greens. As you can see, they have boiled all the way halfway down in the pot. At this time, I have added all of my seasonings, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I'm not shy with my seasonings. So I've added all of my seasonings to the pot, and we're gonna, they've been simmering for about an hour. The turkey tails are so tender, they're falling apart. And that's the whole purpose of letting them simmer in the pot before you even add the greens. So now we're going to let them simmer for probably about another 45 minutes and let all of those nice seasonings that I like to add simmer into the greens. So now I'm gonna taste. Let's see if I'm on point with my seasonings. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm missing anything. No. I think that's pretty good. Let me see. Let me try one more time. Let me see. No, I think that's good. We're gonna let that simmer in the pot for another 45 minutes. I think we could be good to go. Thank you. And shalom. All right, shalom, Israel. So we are coming back to the canning of our greens. So you want to, as far as your jars, your mason jars, you want to wash them first. Even though they're brand new, you want to wash them out and you want to sterilize them, the bottles and the lids, okay? So we're gonna wash our bottles, and the lids, you want to get brand new lids. So I have brand new lids here. These seals, I have lots of used seals. So for this particular video, I have some older jars that have the small mouth. So I bought some new lids. Every now and then you need to buy some lids if you plan on doing canning. And then I have the larger ones as well. So I have, let's see, some new, both of these. I really like the larger ones because I can also, once they're used, then I can store my dry food with them. But you want to get them new because you want the seal to, you know, you gotta have it has to seal. So, but when I do my dehydrating, I reuse the used seal, the used ones. So that's all I use with my dehydrating. I do not buy new. Do not throw these away when you open your jars. Do not throw these away. Save these, even though they're used, when you dry your food, and save them in, let's see, in mason jars like this. These are used. These have already been used, and I just vacuum seal the air out of them. So do not throw these away. They're good for when you dehydrate your food. You can still use those. All right, so as you can see, I have a huge pot of greens. Once I clean them and put them in a pot, they fill this whole pot all the way up. This is what I'm gonna pressure can my greens in, but they all reduced down. I use like 4 packages of turkey tails and my onions and everything, and so they boil down to like half the pot. And of course, you know, I think we ate some too, but the rest of this I'm about to go ahead and can. So they are delicious, and we're gonna put hot greens into hot sterilized mason jars, and we're gonna put them in the pressure canner and go from there. So there you have it. Stay tuned. Okay, Shalom Israel. So we're back here. I'm gonna go through this whole process of canning with you. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take I have my mason jars here that are sterilizing, my greens here. I have my other pot back here with my lids that are boiling and being sterilized. So let's go ahead and get started with the greens in the pot. I have all my tools. You can get this little set for you on the can. You know, it has all the tools in it that you need. I'm going to show you how to use those. Want to have hot jars, hot food. So I'm just taking all the jars out of here. Some of them are wide lids, some of them are smaller lids.
Yeah, hold on to you. Hold on tight, nah give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste man, me say change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just, we've been through the fire, we've been through the flames, yeah. I never turn my back on you. I stay the same on you. Them waste boy, they change on you. Them rearrange on you. Ungrateful traitor them. Stop move strange on you. Man, a real man don't play no games. I gotta say it plain, yeah. I really want you. Know that I want you. Till I move off, you ain't messing with no lame. I gotta say it plain. They don't really want your love. They don't really want your love, no. Hold on tight, not give up on you. Been some years, I'm still on you.
Make sure you have at least like an inch. I'll say an inch, 2 inches. That's enough room. So when you do put it in the canner, it has enough room to bubble up and do everything that it needs to do. So you want to leave enough space. So, shake that down like that. That's enough space right there. That I'm leaving in the bottle. You want to leave enough space. So we're going to fill the rest of these up. Just making sure I stir so I can get enough. Make sure I get enough meat in each one. You can can just about anything. The only thing I don't like canning, I tried to can before, is spinach. Like I cook my spinach nice and fresh and everything, and then when I opened it, I canned it, and when I opened it back up, it tasted like some spinach I had got from the store, straight out the can, and I didn't like that. So spinach is not something that unless I find a different way of doing it, I won't can it. Let me see. I think we can get a little bit more. Let me see. Oh, another thing, what you want to do is you want to make sure this tool right here is good for making sure you don't have any air bubbles in your food. So you want to go, and this can help you make sure you got enough in there too. But you want to go around and make sure that you don't have any air pockets in there. We can afford a little bit more in that jar. Let's see about this one. So yeah, this is just to get the air bubbles out. Alright, so we can afford a little bit more. I got a lot of greens. So. Put a little bit more now. So sometimes I'll just go ahead and fill everything up and then put my lids on it. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lids on these. So, got the air bubbles out of there. I'm gonna use a little vinegar to wipe the edges. Make sure there's no debris. And you got nice clean edges. Clean them edges real good. And then we're going to take our little magnet tool here. And that's put that on there.
Because Christ said, this generation seeks a sign, but they're not going to get one. Yes, they shall do that I have commanded them. That's what we're going to do. The real followers of God is going to do what was commanded of us to do. What was commanded of us? Keep the commandments. That's it. That's what's going to get our people up back. Doing a commandment.
Let's try this one. It's a brand new.
It's not going to get us off track. Common rock is not going to get us off drugs. City is not going to get us off child abuse. Egyptology is not going to fix our problem. What's going to fix our problem? The Holy Bible. That's right. That's Egyptology. The problem with the conscious community, they don't help their own people. They want
And
to
you
make
use this because it's hot. It's hot in that pot. But you want to screw that on finger tight.
Your houses will I give to a people. The house is the kingdom of heaven. The Bible says in my Father's house there are many mansions, meaning the kingdom of God. What's the kingdom of God?
So these two are ready. So that's basically the gist of it. You don't want to make it too tight, just finger tight. You got enough space in the top of there for it to, when you put it in the pressure cooker, for it to boil and get all the bubbles and everything out. So we're going to fill up the rest of these. These two are ready. So I'm going to put this to the side over here. And let's keep it moving.
Yeah, hold on to you. Hold on tight, nah, give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste, man, missy change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just we've been through the fire, we've been through the flames, yeah. I never turn my back on you. I stay the same on you. Them waste boy, they change on you. Them rearrange on you. Ungrateful traitor them. Stop on strange on you. Man, a real man don't play no games. I gotta say it plain, yeah. I really want you. Know that I want you. Till I move off, you ain't messing with no lame. I gotta say it plain. They don't really want your play. They don't really want your love, no. Hold on tight, nah, give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste, man, missy change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Right. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just 1, 2, 3, you can count upon me. Man, I do rings, but you can still call me. Bad man thing, gotta get it off me. Fight for your love like like I'm in the army. I never stay runaways, man. Tell a rude boy, get with the program. Man, I switch up, that's bad for your health. I'ma stay meek, can't big up myself. Them too bad, mine, it's my time. More precious than a gold mine. Them get tricked, you're all in mine. Them get tricked, you're mine. Please just don't give up. When things get rough, just don't give up. When things get hard, just don't give up. When money get low, just don't give up on me. Oh.
Hold on tight, nah give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste man, missy change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just Me I hold on to you. Hold on tight, nah give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste man, missy change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just we've been through the fire, we've been through the flames, yeah. I never turn my back on you. I stay the same on you. Them waste boy, they change on you. Them rearrange on you. Ungrateful traitor them. Stop on strange on you. Man, a real man don't play no games. I gotta say it plain, yeah. I really want you. Know that I want you. Till I move off, you ain't messing with no lame. I gotta say it plain. They don't really want your love. They don't really want your love, no. Hold on tight, nah give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste man, missy change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Right. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just can
just can't give up. I just
1, 2, 3, you can count on me. Man, I do rings, but you can still call me. Bad man ting, gotta get it off me. Fight for your love like I'm in the army. I never stay runaways, man. Tell a rude boy, get with the program. Man, I switch up, that's bad for your health. I'ma stay me, can't big up myself. Them too bad mind, it's my time. More precious than a gold mine. Them get tricked, you're all in mine. Them get tricked, you're mine. Please just don't give up. When things get rough, just don't give up. When things get hard, just don't give up. When money get low, just don't give up on me. Oh.
hold on tight, nah give up on you. Been some years and me still on you. Enough waste man, me say change them ways, them pop style and give up on you. But I hold you down for real. Tell you the things I feel. Actions I don't just say, I do for real. I just can't give up. 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 I just.
Alright, so you want to have your water filled up. Not even halfway. 1/4 away. Put your little stand down in there. And I already tried these, so I know that they're all going to fit in a pot. So, this is how they look in the pot. And once you buy the pressure canner, you get the book. So if you have any questions about pressure canning, you can always go back. If there's any questions about anything, you can always go back and look at your handbook. Okay? So let's find out how long we need to cook these greens for, how long they need to be, how much water to put in, the pressure, all of that good stuff. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that, okay? Because I don't want to tell you, I'm going to show you. All right? So hold on just a second. Okay, so we're back with our, all right, so the pressure canning book. Now, in this book, it shows you how to can everything, the safeties, and all of that good stuff when you buy a pressure canner. So it tells you how to do all of this stuff. All right, so we're gonna go to, let's see, vegetables, page 32. Actually, I found greens on 35. So that's what we're gonna do. You know, okay, of course, we've already sorted the greens and stems, all of that. Pack greens loosely in hot mason jar. Leave 1 inch head space, cover and with fresh boiling water. Leave 1 inch head space. Okay, okay, we did all of that. And now what we want to see is process at 10 pounds pressure, pints 70 minutes and quarts 90 minutes. I had quart jars, so I'm gonna process that at 90 minutes. Okay. All right, so we're back and we are done with the whole process of canning. So now we're taking the jars out of the canner, and we are gonna let them sit here for 3 to 5 hours. I can come back in the morning and get this. I'm gonna let this sit here on the counter.
The modern image of Santa Claus, however,
and let them cool down. Let the tops, they've already popped. But I'm gonna let them settle. And you do not want to take the screw off lids off for at least 3 to 5 hours. You want to let them settle for a little while. Alright, so we're done with the canning greens. This is how they come out when you go ahead and wait a few hours. Let them, you want to take the screw cap off, clean the outside of them. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and label them. And then they're good to go. So I have 6 jars here. 6 jars here. We got some wide mouth ones and we have some small mouth ones. I've cleaned them. I've taken them out the canner. I let them sit and cool. And we're gonna go ahead and label them and put them in the cabinet. You want to clean the outside of them first. Wipe them down with a clean paper towel. And we're just gonna store these in the cabinet. And then we're done. We have collard greens. my turkey tails, and they are delicious. Alright, so then that concludes the panning. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And I appreciate you tuning in to Esther's Kitchen.
Show me. The fruit of your labor shows. It's evident to heaven sent. You showed us how to keep the laws. Repentance so this kingdom calls. Strengthening the family bond. You showed us we're worthy. We're no longer worldly. Now it's time for us to stand strong. Oh, we gotta hold on. Trials sometimes last so long. Yes, they do. But every time we make it through, we come out stronger, a little wiser. Now every day is brighter. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, Father. With every temptation, you make a way to escape. There's nothing that we can't bear. We just gotta keep the faith and pray. Now I understand.